before we started on the air, you and I were getting ready to have a fight. It is a fight I've been having with my good friend, Wayne Beidelman, who literally is the person that asked me to co-host this show with him over 10 and a half years ago. And it's about passion. And so you and I, and you take the same position that Wayne took. So it was fun for me to want to put up my fist and do battle with you over passion, because I believe passion is the core foundation of why small business people make it through some tough times and that sort of stuff. You believe it is something they need to have, but the core foundation is something different. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, don't follow your passion. Follow what you're good at and bolt your passion to it. How many of us leave corporate thinking we're the best HR guy, the best trainer, the best whatever? And so we want to do that in another life, right? In a small business life.
Right.
Well, man, it's tough. So you'll see a lot of, let's say if you're a CPA in corporate, you're ended up being a bookkeeper on your own later on because you did not bolt that passion to the monies.
Right.
So that's my premise, is that I truly, that's what happened with me.
Right.
I'm an HR guy. I'm a sales guy. I'm a marketing guy. How did I end up in social media when I'm, a zillion years old? It's because it was something that I could get paid for, and people would actually give me money for it.
There you go.
So, wow, did the passion come?
So you're suggesting that the passion will follow the skill set that you're good at. Is that what you're suggesting?
In a second life, yes.
In a second life. The truth
Yes.
is, us small business people, believe it or not, about every 7 to 10 years, we switch up and do something different. So you're going to have about 3 or 4 careers in your lifetime. You know that, don't you?
Well, like my daughter does, my son-in-law, but I'm a boomer. We didn't have a lot of really tons of different kind of jobs, but with the
Well, you have 30 years with the same company, so you don't get to fall in that
26
category.
years and then 11 years. But
that's a different generation, baby.
Well, the people in our group, the Lake Norman Small Business Network, most of them have come from corporate. Most of them have a working spouse. Most of them are trying something brand spanking new.
Right.
Their passion might be dogs. Their passion might be carpentry. I just tell them, make sure you can make money doing it first.
Right.
And then the passion comes easy.
And what I want you to hear from me is that without passion, you're not making a dime. That's what I believe, right?
Exactly right.
Because I don't think you're going to make it through the tough times without having that genuine passion.
Exactly right.
Are we saying the same thing?
We're saying that same thing.
It doesn't sound like it, Jim.
It does.
It sounds like you're beating on the back of the head.
And this is just a hypothesis. It's not, some kind of theses. But the bottom line is that you'll need to have to be very mentally to really change gears at times in life. And don't look. Cecil Page said, never look behind you, because somebody might be catching you. And you know my Woody Allen thing, right? 80% of success is simply just showing up.
Yep.
So, those two things are rocks when you're trying to get into a small business after you've been in corporate.
So let's talk just a little bit about what you're doing now. So what is IMU?
Identity Message Understanding. We do social media for real small businesses. So like I'm doing Christmas lights. I got a customer I signed today. He has a Christmas light company. I'm going to be doing the bulk of his stuff through the holiday. We do everybody from a dentist to a plumber, mostly blue collar. In fact, we're going to announce today that we always have a Small Business of the Year award with the Lake Norman Small Business Network. Next year, you're hearing it for the very first time on this radio station. We are also going to have a Skilled Trades Business of the Year.
Really?
So that we can grab those kids off the street, working with Men of Destiny, Gary Crump and Charlotte, getting these kids off the street, getting them into painting and skill sets that in 3 years they're making more money than you, Joe.
Amen.
No
doubt about it.
Let's get them moving.
Jim, my father was a district manager for A&P for 34 years.
That's cool.
And I want to say retired, but A&P kind of kicked him out, like they kicked everybody out right before retirement. That's what A&P did. It really wasn't a fine organization. But anyways, I say that because he then started painting houses. And within 2 years, I remember talking to him and him saying, son, I've made more money this year painting houses and enjoyed every bit of it, far more than I ever did for the 30-something years I worked for that corporation. It really is amazing. So I don't know why people look down on these service businesses, it really is. It is, in my view, it is the fastest way to independence financially and personally. And Jim, you know this better than me, or as much as me. Most of us small business people, we're not doing this for the money. We really are doing it because of the independence we get.
Yeah, that's and the IRS. I love the IRS when you're a small business, right?
Right, right.
You know, but bottom line is just, you know, small businesses are awesome here. Of course, as you know, all of us that are doing the services are making good money and loving what they're doing. So I'm glad we're going to be talking outdoors with you.
Absolutely.
Because
So-
most of these guys are outdoors.
Yes.
So when we come back,